ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
You like the upbeat music?
This is it. Bitcoin's up. Upbeat music because Bitcoin's up.
Okay. Well, I guess we should. I was supposed to do the little, the normal little one, but that's like 15 seconds. I was like, let's just get to it.
This is perfect. This is perfect, dude. This is perfect. Let's get to it.
Okay. Or we could do it like they do in those shows where they tell you what they're gonna tell you, and then the other one comes on, and then they come back.
Oh, like a little preview, and then they do their stinger. That's how you gotta do on YouTube now. I don't know if you know this about YouTube, but you gotta come in. You gotta be like right into the music. You got not music, no intro, no music, no nothing. Now on YouTube, if you don't tell what's happening in the first 7 seconds, you're screwed on YouTube. You're screwed.
We're screwed anyway.
Yeah, YouTube's not our jam. Although, I forgot to tell you something super important behind the scenes.
Go on.
No, this isn't public information. This is behind the scenes. Yeah, sorry.
Is it good? Is it good news, bad news, or indifferent?
It's interesting, and it has to do with both. No, I can tell you a little bit. So I've been working on a project for Nick and I. I tried using ChatGPT for about 6 hours yesterday, failed miserably. I went over to Grok. It's been working on it for me all night without a single hiccup so far.
Grok, it's in the house.
Yeah, Grok's coming in clutch. It's analyzing a video for me, and it's doing something that I gave it a task, right? So it's a 55-minute long video, and it's doing a task for me, and it's taken a long time to do it because it's actually a very complicated task. I was going to pay somebody to do it manually, and it's not possible. It's like it would take somebody, I bet, 4 months to do what I'm telling Grok to do. Anyway, I tried getting ChatGPT to do it. ChatGPT's like, no, we can't analyze that video. Cut it down into 10-minute sections. So I tried cutting it down. It's like, no, I need a 3-minute section. I cut it down to 3 minutes. It did 1/10 of what it was supposed to do. And of that 1/10, I bet 80% of it was wrong. I had to go manually correct all the things. And I'm like, dude, you're screwing this up. So then I had to do it a different way. I tried programming it a different way, and it gave me an output that was blank. I'm like, how was that? How did that work out? Anyway.
Not well. Not well. But you're saying you're finding success with Grok.
Grok's crushing it so far. So far, of the video, I've decided to splice it down into frames. It's a 55-minute video. I just told Grok to take a frame every 10 seconds and analyze that frame and give me the data that I need. And it's on frame 650 of 660 frames. So
that's not bad. It's almost there.
It's almost there. I just asked it right before the show. I said, give me an update on your progress, and it gave me an update. And I'm like,
dang, Grok.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see if it gives me what I need. It's really cool. So we'll see.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well then what we're gonna when we come back from the little thing, we're gonna talk about NASDAQ and the Dow getting nuked because China is responding to our response to their tariffs. So
don't even get me started.
We'll get into it, but
no, let's not even get started.
This is kind of like if someone punches you and you punch them back, then they're like, oh, now I'm going to punch you. You already punched me. That's why I punched you back. Well, now now you really got me going. I didn't get you going in the first place. Anyway, we're going to talk about Michael Saylor's House of Cards, surprise, and the Ethereum Petra update inbound right after these non-commercial messages.
So here's the thing. I with this, I found that Grok works better than ChatGPT. Yes and no. So ChatGPT new image generation is like leagues above. It now can do like words in the image, and they're perfect words. They're not like the Russian Cyrillic. They're like really good words. Although some of the image, I would say creativity has been lost, but they're better images in my opinion. So anyway, there's pros and cons, guys. Pros and cons. Use them both.
There's also a new, I think it's the Higgs field image generator or whatever, but it allows you to do full film, like film quality, full video. It is badass. And once you decide what your image is going to be and all that and what the scene is, it gives you 52 different camera movements. Like I saw one where they were going in, there was an exploded piece of glass and someone was behind it and they were going to the different pieces of glass and looking at the person. It's pretty badass.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And it was funny because the guy was like, this is the best image generator since 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Sheesh. We're getting some cool stuff. Anyway, okay, let me say hello to everyone. Hello. Is there any back-end office-y stuff we need to sort out before we get into the guts of these markets getting gutted?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to mention again, but you appreciate the email I sent out Wednesday. Yeah, it was. So I sent out an email to everybody, just like explaining the situation of everything, where it's at, and everybody's cool. So that's
the
good.
State of the Union.
Yeah, State of the Union. Anyway, so guys, I reiterate this stuff. Just make sure you know what network you're on. I'm getting a lot of emails about questions and stuff, so this is good. I'm getting a lot of emails for Hypercycle. I'm not going to discuss Hypercycle right now because I think I would go down a rabbit hole that doesn't need to go down, but we are getting a lot of feedback, and I think I'm going to compile this and form it in a way that I'm going to put a to-do list for you on our dashboard with video links and stuff that I have already made. But then I'm also going to send a compiled list to Hypercycle because I think they need to hear some of the things that I'm hearing, a lot more of the things that I'm hearing. So we'll get that straightened out, guys. We got your best interest in mind because our interest is aligned with your interest. So we all want the same thing. So anyway, we're working on some stuff. So don't ask any Hypercycle questions today in the chat. I won't answer them. I decided.
All right. The Dow, it had dropped as low as it was down 1,500 points for a while. Now it's back up to being down about 1,000, a little bit over 1,000. S&P's down 171. NASDAQ's down 550. Anyway, they were all like in crash territory as everyone is responding to. And it's funny because jobs numbers came in, and in typical fare, this is the only thing I'll say about jobs numbers. Surprise, surprise. March was a good number, but they revised down a lot January and February, which already weren't good numbers. And then when you're like, wait a minute, this is the same crap they just did. Yes. This is just seasonal rounding. Yes. They're going to round these down again. Yes. So everybody just ignored the jobs numbers because they know they're bogus, because the jobs numbers came in higher than expected with downward revisions to January and February. But then the unemployment rate ticked up. Hours worked down. Wages rose, I think 30 basis points on the month on month, which is not good. This is like the lowest wage growth since 2021. And if you look at the chart, it's just straight. It's the bad one. It's this one, straight down. So that's not great. Anyway, that's all I'll say about jobs numbers because the market just ignored it. They were like, this doesn't mean anything. All we care about is what's going on with China announcing their reciprocal tariffs. So, and Bitcoin obviously felt it. Bitcoin was in the 84 range, and then it dropped pretty sharply when China announced their 34% tariff targeting all goods imported from the United States, which is what? Honestly, what is the U.S. selling China that they can't build there cheaper and faster with no IP protection? Nothing. We sell them nothing. Really. Like it's so marginal. It's almost like not even worth mentioning. Brandon, I'm gonna charge you 1,000,000% tax on every diamond you mail me.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, well.
Like, you know, it's
I guess no more diamonds then, huh? Like, it's so stupid. Anyway, in addition, the Asian country, well, this is the one I think is probably the only one that matters, is they added 11 American firms to their unreliable entity list, targeting drone manufacturers and other key players. Pretty funny that they're the ones targeting drone manufacturers when the Chinese embed looky-loo spy software on every GD thing they send us. If you, by the way, not that it's a big deal, but if you have the home vacuums and they're of Chinese origin, do you know that they not only do they relay and report back and map your house, but they have audio functionality to listen to.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, they listen, which that makes sense because if you can tell your robot, hey, go clean this room, well, then obviously it's got audio functionality. But maybe what people don't realize is that it has kind of like Alexa did. It will selectively record when it wants to. And turns out Robot Vacuum got pretty good ears.
It's selling trade secrets
It's
to
like
the Chinese.
almost as good as Daredevil.
Like, hey, Trump's going to put tariffs on you. Go retaliate. Yeah.
Have you has anybody here started watching the new Daredevil?
No.
What?
Is it? What's it on?
On Disney.
Oh, I don't watch Disney.
You got to get the Disney Hulu package. It's like cheap right now if you buy the one with. It's like $4 if you get the one.
They should pay me to watch Disney.
Well, no, but it has all the cool Marvel stuff. Anyway, the new season, it's pretty dark.
Oh,
dude, Daredevil dropped an F-bomb yesterday and broke some guy's leg backwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he threw another guy off a building.
Disney sure has changed, hasn't it?
Anyway,
Walt Disney.
Further tightening the screws, China reportedly placed export controls on 7 rare earth minerals critical to U.S. manufacturing. I bet no one here has heard of any of these. They include samarium, gadolinium, and terbium.
I have some gadolinium.
Do you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes. Well, good. It just went up in value. You can sell it. You can resell it. These are elements widely used in defense systems, defense contracting, electronics, renewable energy equipment. That would matter if we built anything here, which we don't. Anyway, the decision is set to take effect on April 10th, and it rattled global markets and sent risk assets into a tailspin. And again, widespread liquidations in crypto. Now, the funny thing is that the crypto market hasn't really taken a hit. It's kind of like not the way it has the last couple of weeks.
It's almost like the crypto market front ran the drop in the S&P and the NASDAQ.
Yeah. This is the battered spouse that won't cry anymore.
Right.
No more tears. No more tears.
I mean, honestly, if you compare them all side by side, the crypto, this is the NASDAQ. It's down 20% year to date, give or take. Okay. This is Bitcoin, only down 14% year to date.
Oh,
the SPY's down 13.9. So it's
where's
matching
Ethereum?
SPY.
Down 740%.
Ethereum's down 46.3%. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
For anybody, yeah. It's funny because every time people are like, oh man, I'm losing all this money. I'm like, buddy, when the market was at its peak, I was losing money on the Ethereum trade. when everything was as good as it can get, I was down over $1 million just on my Ethereum trades. I was like, don't sweat the small stuff, kids. Anyway, the price drop triggered, of course, as expected, widespread liquidations across the crypto market. And this was, almost evenly long and short traders. They were wiped out within hours as they scrambled to react. No, that's not. See, this person doesn't understand how liquidations work. When you get liquidated, you don't have it to do anything.
It just automatically does it.
Yeah, you don't have to scramble to do anything. You don't even have to wake up. When you do get up, you're gone. Your position's over.
Wait, what did they say? They scrambled to do what?
They wiped out within 4 hours as traders scrambled to react to the sudden move. That's not how liquidation works. How it works is A, you've been liquidated. B,
that's the reaction. Well, I guess theoretically, if they saw they were close to liquidations, they could add more to their position. But
if it had to do with news, you don't have any. You don't have it. So China goes, "Hey, we're increasing we're doing tariffs 34%." It's too late to react.
It wicks pretty fast. It wicks. Yeah. I don't know if you saw. Maybe that was last night. Ethereum dropped like $80 in like 1 second last night or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. You don't have time to react when that happens.
Yeah,
it was
part of that is some older wallet. There was some older wallet selling going on the last couple of days. Some like 2017 wallets that basically saw Ethereum go up to almost 5,000 and then slowly back down. They're just like,
I get it. I understand where they're coming from. Yeah. But if you hold on that long, what's another year? You know.
Well, I think
let's see if Vitalik kisses some more dogs and does the Pectra update.
I think this is somebody that got Ethereum at $222, which means
that's not a big up. It was a big up. It was a 25x.
My first Ethereum purchases were two of them, $17, and then I rebought again at $35. I was like, hey, this could have legs.
Yeah, it does. So you're doing just fine on Ethereum.
Well, really? No, because that was long ago, and all the Ethereum I have now is new Ethereum that I bought at these exorbitant prices.
Hey. You bought it $3,800, didn't you?
Probably. My average price is, not counting staking, it's like a little bit under 3,100. It's like 3,078 or something like that. Not good, but
yeah, I don't know. I think mine might be a little bit higher than that, but I bought a lot at 900 too. I bought like a lot at 900 too, but I bought more at higher, obviously. So,
well. Good news for us then, Brandon, that the Pectra update is coming.
I've heard news. I'm excited.
Ooh,
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Upgrade dates and preparation. So Ethereum devs now target May 7th, 2025. May 7th. For the Pectra update with client releases by April 21st. Detailed specs blog posts will be released by April 23rd. Key enhancements. The upgrade includes 11 Ethereum improvement proposals aimed at boosting staking, raising the validator limit from 32 to 2,048 Ethereum. Alongside faster deposit processing, improved account abstraction, enhanced network scalability. Oh my. Hurdles they're trying to overcome after resolving finalization issues on earlier testnets. Pectra's stable performance on Hootie paves the way for a smooth mainnet rollout despite a recent 4.8% drop in the price of Ethereum. I mean, a drop in the price doesn't really have to do with what they're doing with their upgrades.
No.
Their upgrades may pave the way for people to be more positive about it, and then the prices would start to kind of melt back up. Anyway, Ethereum developers have officially said May 7th. May 7th. So, okay, May 7th. Am I right? The Ethereum Foundation confirmed the client releases will be available by the 21st. Validators and users can prepare ahead of time, ahead of the mainnet deployment. A detailed blog post will outline all the upgrades, final specifics, and features. But the key features of these 11 Ethereum improvement proposals, which that's what are EIPs, like in Bitcoin, Bitcoin improvement proposals, BIPs. Anyway, they're aimed at enhancing staking, account abstraction, network scalability. The most notable change are the EIP 7251, and that raises the staking limit per validator from 32 Ethereum to 2048. So what that means is you don't need as many validators now. There were tons and tons of validators. There was a lot of kind of excess and expense, and validators that were doing it like professionally had to run tons and tons of validators. It was just like a headache. So this improves capital efficiency for large stakers and pools. It may pave the way. There were discussions, was it yesterday or the day before, between BlackRock and think the CFTC and the SEC, but definitely the SEC, about allowing staking in the ETFs or in the exchange traded products, because it's crucial. You don't want to have a future where there's a bunch of Ethereum locked up and none of it can be staked and none of it can support the safety of the network. So they're trying to work that out. It'd also be nice if you got some staking rewards while you owned these ETFs, and they probably set them up like the same way that dividends are done, and there'd be an X dividend date and all that kind of stuff. They'd probably have like a whatever. Anyway, who knows how we'll set it, but they're working on that right now at BlackRock and those other big companies that are running exchange traded products for Ethereum. So that's good. So all those discussions are good. All right. Additionally, EIP 7002 enables execution layer triggerable withdrawals, and that grants validators greater control over their funds. EIP 6110 reduces deposit processing time from 9 hours to 13 minutes, which that is an incredible difference to the streamlining effect for staking operators. The upgrade also advances account abstraction through EIP 7702, which allows externally owned accounts, EOAs, to function more like smart contracts. Okay. So this innovation introduces transaction batching, gas sponsorship, passkey authentication, spending controls, asset recovery mechanisms, making Ethereum wallets much more flexible and user-friendly. All things that, apparently they have been listening. So this is good. This is real good. To improve scalability, EIP 7691 increases blob capacity, while EIP 7623 optimizes bandwidth management, ensuring that Ethereum can handle higher transaction loads efficiently. And so there were some hurdles. Previous tests on the Holesky and the Sepolia testnet encountered some finalization issues. I guess that's kind of like erectile dysfunction in crypto. Like, oh man, just couldn't get it done. So the successful deployment on Hootie marked a very critical milestone, confirming that the system is stable. Yeah, so this is good. So we like hearing news about Ethereum that they're getting the band back together, and that apparently they're paying attention. What do you think, Brandon? This is better, right?
Yeah, I think so. So the first one with the staking validators, I thought it was going to allow for even lower than 32 ETH as well, but up to 2048, right? And so you can go anywhere in there. You don't have to go. You don't have to go a minimum of 2048 or whatever.
Well, no,
right?
no. To stake, but to be a validator. That's what they're saying. Like if you run
be a valid. Okay.
So like say you run a stake pool, like you're a stake pool operator. They're saying that before you would have had to set up for every 32 Ethereum, you would have had to set up a new pool.
A new validator, right? Yeah. So you can go down. You don't have to be a minimum now of 2048. You can go down all the way to one each for us.
I think the range is 32 to 2048. Because the problem was I
thought they were lowering it. Yeah, okay.
You were having to manage too many validators, and it was just super. And then you'd have to divvy up all the tokens and all this kind of crap. And so I think this is better. This is kind of cool. Maybe we should run a validator.
I would, except for I lost all my ETH.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's still there. It's still there. It's just worth way less.
Yeah, I have it. It's just worth. Okay, and then finally. Has Michael Saylor's strategy built a house of cards? So this is an opinion piece, but I always like it when these guys at least see it somewhat the way we do. Basically saying, has Saylor pushed strategy too far with MicroStrategy at the center of flashing potentially dangerous leverage ETFs and convertible stock plays, with the markets obviously going in their own directions? So you have strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, but I guess they took the micro out because now they're just much bigger than that, even though they lose $1 billion a quarter. $1 billion a quarter they lose.
You must be mistaken. Hold on a second. I think he said something about some Bitcoin yield. It's much higher.
Oh, that's right.
So I think you're mistaken, Nick.
So MicroStrategy, which is now just strategy, discarded its core product, which was assumed. It's basically it's a new identity. It's our old business failed, but we have a lot of your money. So we're going to just make a new one. Kind of like GameStop. Our old business failed, but you gave us money because you're all a bunch of ignorant fools. But instead of using that money, we're going to go raise more money. We're going to go raise more. Who on earth, just for a second, would anybody here loan GameStop money to buy Bitcoin? Does anybody here trust GameStop as your fund manager for a Bitcoin fund?
The funny thing is Ryan Cohen, they gave him all the money or whatever it was. He got the 1.5 billion. It was 1.3 billion was what it's supposed to be. It oversubscribed, so people were just like throwing money at it. So it got up to 1.5, allowing for 200 million extra. And the day after, somehow Ryan went and bought a bunch of GameStop stock,
like
not
10 million
Bitcoin.
worth.
Yeah, not Bitcoin. It just seems like a strange move. That was publicly announced, but not the Bitcoin purchase yet. But I think he bought the Bitcoin already.
No, he's bullish. He's bullish. He knows what we know, and that is that people are so rippling stupid that they will give these guys money. I don't understand. I guess I'd like to meet someone that gave GameStop money. Someone that owns GameStop shares.
Oh.
I'd just love to meet one person.
Yes.
And I would shake them like you shake a baby that's making noise until it stops. I don't have any kids, but I heard that's what you do. Anyway, Strategy discarded its old core product, assumed a new identity, swallowed over 500,000 Bitcoin, spawned equity classes with double-digit yields, and inspired an arsenal of leveraged exchange-traded funds, ETFs, a unique and significant market phenomenon. Michael Saylor's firm constructed a comprehensive financial framework based around Bitcoin, tying its corporate performance directly with cryptocurrencies' fluctuating prices. As a result, Strategy's common stock has evolved into a proxy for Bitcoin exposure, even though it's not. Its preferred shares offer yields tied to cryptocurrency risk, and a series of leveraged and inverse ETFs now track its equity movements, all fundamentally connected to its substantial Bitcoin holdings. The one thing they have no control over is the price. So recently there was an announcement of another purchase by Strategy, of close to $2 billion of Bitcoin in one clip, inviting even more raised eyebrows and caution, as it should. The concern is not merely because of Strategy's bet on Bitcoin, but because the market architecture has grown around it. So you have this parallel financial ecosystem that has emerged, binding its fate to a risk asset that, as Saylor himself notes, trades 24/7. He's championed this idea that Bitcoin, that volatility is vitality, suggesting that this constant motion draws attention, sustains interest, and breathes life into the entire strategy verse. And this guy's such a douchebag. He's coining all these terms, and people just get sucked in. He's basically a fiction writer, and he's created this giant fictional universe. And these idiots are just consuming it. So to some people, this financial innovation in its purest form is kind of bold and unhedged and transformative. And to others, it's kind of a fragile lattice of weird conviction and leverage. And it's like one bad day away from completely unraveling. I mean, Bitcoin has had days, it's had those days. If it had one of those days now, this whole thing is finished. If there was a 50% down day or even a 20% down day, it's all gone. MicroStrategy is gone. Not just the word micro, the whole Ripple thing is gone. One day. 2 or 3 hours of bad juju, right? So Strategy was once a business intelligence software provider and had been reborn as Strategy corporate avatar synonymous with Bitcoin. The company's made this unabashed leap from offering data analytics to just buying Bitcoin. So one has to ask, what are all these employees for? Hey boss, well, how's it going today? We're buying more Bitcoin. Okay, good. I'll be in the break room. Okay. You and the other 400 employees, Are we going to get any more data today? No, we're just buying Bitcoin. Okay, cool. I'll be doing yoga, I guess. Like, what are they all doing over there? Nothing. Anyway, the numbers speak for themselves. As of March 30th, Strategy held 528,185 Bitcoin, acquired for $35.63 billion at an average price of $67,458 per Bitcoin. The most recent tranche of Bitcoin involved the acquisition of 22,048 Bitcoin for around $1.92 billion. Why not $2 billion? Well, because they use the other money for general purposes, general corporate purposes. You know what that is? That's paying back early lenders. This is a Ponzi scheme. It's not even like a maybe Ponzi scheme. It's a very public, in-your-face Ponzi scheme. And then here we go with the Bitcoin yield. Since it was purchased at an average, the recent purchase was at basically 87,000. But the year-to-date Strategy has achieved their own coined fake term Bitcoin yield of 11%. Meaning that their average price is 11% beneath the current, I guess. I don't even know what the hell that term means anymore. The shift has transformed Strategy into a proxy Bitcoin ETF with leverage of sorts, albeit with this kind of weird operational leverage and corporate risk baked in, like some meth addict putting freaking fentanyl in the cookies. Unlike the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission blessed spot ETFs, Strategy offers amplified exposure. So it behaves like Bitcoin, only more so due to the company's usage of leverage and financial engineering, which makes it even more dangerous if Bitcoin goes down. So now if you have one of those days, it's two of those days for these guys. One day, oh my God. Then they introduced the introduction of STRK, an 8% yield, and STRF, 10% yield. Strategy has expanded its reach. These are preferred shares that offer fixed income style returns. Again, fixed income style returns on an asset that has no return, that returns nothing. So, man. So when Bitcoin, I guess, goes up, the yield bearing people are like, woo woo. And then, and when it goes down,
Hey, no, I don't know how, but it has been going down. But every time he does a purchase, he still says there's a positive yield for the quarter, and I don't get it.
His math is so weird.
It doesn't make sense to me.
His math isn't so much math. As of April 2025, Strategy had declined moderately by approximately 8%, tracking the broader downward trajectory of Bitcoin, which is down around 16%. The company's preferred shares, STRF and STRK, have slightly appreciated above their initial index values, reflecting investor stupidity. So the market's going down, Strategy's going down, Bitcoin's going down, tariffs, recession, worldwide chaos. But those two particular assets, STRF and STRK, these yield-paying, weird yield, 8 and 10% yield-paying assets, they've gone up. So it's like, don't give me any data and information. We don't need all those things. This is all some faith-based religious crap. That's what this is. MSTU and MSTX, other weird assets they created, have markedly underperformed, dropping around 37 to 38% from their normalized starting points due to volatility drag and compounding losses inherent in leveraged daily reset structures. So if you're doing their leveraged products, whether it's up or down, it doesn't matter what the market does. You're getting gutted. These leveraged products never do well when the market is flat. If it's flat and slowly up or flat and slowly down, you get destroyed. Because these 2x leverage products, just like the basic 2x ETFs, they reset every day. They have basically a new fixing every day. So sideways markets, you just get melted. And that's what people are getting destroyed over there, down 40%. way more than just, owning Bitcoin. The year-to-date snapshot underscores that leverage magnifies returns and also magnifies losses. So I guess, what do you say? In practical terms, all these products allow traders to speculate not on Bitcoin, but on strategies price that's leveraged indirectly to Bitcoin with kind of a minimal capital outlay, which they could do in options markets already. But they get to amplify their misalignment. So a trader betting on Bitcoin's month-long trend might find that a 3x long MicroStrategy ETF underperforms expectations due to compounding losses on down days. So Bitcoin could be up. Let's say Bitcoin goes up 10% for the month, and you have a 3x long ETF. In MicroStrategy, you could still lose. Your 3x, it ain't going to be up 30%. That's just not how these work. They daily reset. So that means that at the end of the month, you're like, yeah, Bitcoin's up 10%. I should be up 30%. Let's check these strategy ETF. Wait a minute. Why am I down 30%? Because, stupid, that's how these leverage plays work. It's just, oh my God. So there's a strategic risk mismatch. Retail investors, they don't know any of this stuff. And so they perceive these ETFs as being direct Bitcoin exposure with leverage. And that's what Michael will tell you. And that is a rippling lie. And I mean this kind of rippling. That kind. That's what I'm not that one. Not this one. That's one kind of rippling. This is this kind of rippling. So in reality, all these products are a proxy of a proxy of a proxy with weird leverage that resets every day. So it's subject to corporate news, it's subject to dilution, it's subject to macro shifts, and it's only just loosely through a whisper correlated to Bitcoin. Don't buy this guy's crap, please. That's all I have to say about that.
That's it?
That's it.
Crazy.
Just don't buy this guy's crap, man.
His website, I mean, you can go over to it and see, but like the stock price is down quite a bit. So I guess in real dollar terms, you're down 27%.
And
when
that ain't
Bitcoin,
ETFs. Those ETFs are getting nuked.
Bitcoin's down year to date, what, 14%. So you're down almost 220, 100 and whatever. You're down double at least if you bought MicroStrategy. But your Bitcoin yield somehow is up 11%.
My B yield.
So,
yeah, it's funny. He'll keep telling everyone they're making money while they lose money. He's like, what are you worried about? Your yield is up. Right, but my money is down. Like if I look at my portfolio, it's down.
But my dollar bills, yo. You don't need those. You need Bitcoin.
Is down 40%.
I think that's Michael, because his mindset is
you're yielding, buddy. You're yielding.
It's a real Bitcoin standard. So he's taking garbage fiat money and he's turning it into Bitcoin. And so that's what he thinks. That's the concept. Yield.
Hey, Brandon, can you check the price of those of STR? MSTU and MSTU and MSTX.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me delete all this garbage.
What are you doing?
MSTU. ETF Opportunities Trust. I hope this is the right one. Is it the right one?
MSTU, MSTX.
And this one says MSTU, but oh wait, no, I want this one. Oh, it's the same thing. So since the start of the year, let's look.
Go on.
It's down. You're kidding. It's only down 55%. That's worse than Ethereum. Let me check MSTX. This one is the Tidal Trust Defiance Daily, whatever. And since the start of the year, that one looks a little worse. Let's see. It is down. You're kidding. Only 67%.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah,
Wait, those I didn't think they were down. That's quite a bit,
they're
actually.
getting destroyed, dude. These people are getting destroyed, and he keeps going out there and peddling this weird notion of Bitcoin yield, and people are like, "Oh, okay, cool, I'm winning." No, you're not winning, bro. God, people
Well,
dumb
but
as hell.
I mean, those are crazy. If you buy those, you're crazy. I think those are. Yeah, that's
My
crazy.
cat's high. She's
MicroStrategy's down. Yeah, more.
yeah, Kitty's high as hell. Anyway, all right. Whenever she gets into anything minty, it's like drugs to her. Anything minty. Anyway, she's high. Okay, so let's see. There's one guy who predicted 84K March 11th or whatever it was. Does MicroStrategy? No, they don't have an option strategy. That's the whole thing. I mean, there may be options chains. Oh God, that'd be derivative and creepy. There may be options chains against the leveraged, the 2-to-1 leveraged ETFs against strategy against their Bitcoin holdings. Think of what a daisy chain of bull smoke that is. And this guy, every time you ask him a question, his eyes glaze over. He starts talking about the frontiersmen and in early America. Dude, I ain't trying to hear that. Try to explain this 56% down you're doing on this all this crap. Well, Bitcoin yield. Bitcoin is oxygen. I have Bitcoin in my blood. I pump it through my blood every night. I got a blood boy who's a programmer. He gives me Bitcoin. Okay, man. God. Anyway, no, this is new. We've never talked about his leveraged products. James, you're about to lose your deputy badge. One does not question the Spanish Inquisition.
Ay.
Okay, let's go behind the wall.
Okay.
Call options, he had $500,000 worth, like 300. Call options.
He's talking about Josh. He's talking about Josh. That guy. He predicted the $84,000 Bitcoin on Pi Day. He does MicroStrategy calls. Is how he made his. He did like 2.5 million. He got it up to 22 million or whatever. I don't know what he's at now.
But he didn't predict it for now. Like he missed those bets because those were like his other bets were supposed to come in like March 11th, right?
Well, no, I mean, he said by the end of March we would be at 97K. So I think he missed that one.
Oh yeah, he didn't just miss it.
I think he's off. I think it's off.
Yeah,
and he said that was a soft guess.
Yeah, soft. Soft. Anyway, okay, let's get behind the wall.
Yeah, his call options are out like in 2026. He didn't like buy short-term call options.
So why is he giving predictions for March?
No, everybody was just asking because he called the 84K. He's like, this could be good. I mean, we could go up by the end of March, but really, I don't know because it didn't close. Anyway, he's the one that thinks it's going to be 444K this cycle.
How about Arthur? I used to be a convict. Hayes. He's like, we're going to 110 now. Nope, buddy.
I don't know. Arthur Hayes is dead on.
Huh?
He's an idiot. Oh my god.
Now it's official.
Wall time, Neil. Yes, perfect.
All right.
Let's do wall time.
Bam. 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 Bam.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.